Hi, this is DarkFox127 and welcome back to my Twitch reward mod thing. If you haven't watched part 1, I strongly recommend that you go ahead and do that, as you'll know roughly what this mod's about and you'll know why I keep looking up. Just to give you the long and short of it real quick in this one, it's where I'm going to have a banner that I can place on the floor that you can see here is 3 rocks with a post and a banner. That is acting sort of like a flag. You place it on the floor and then you can name it after the person who redeemed the reward in the Twitch chat using the custom currency. There is a bird that will not shut up. Shut up. Thank you. Right, anyway. Apologies if you can hear birds in the background. I'm recording loads of videos on the same day, so you might see this is released like 2 weeks later, but I look the damn same. That's not because I don't change my clothes. It's because I've recorded everything and I'm just slowly releasing it all as not to just go from no videos to tons. But anyway, so yeah, what I ended up doing is I actually remade this. I went ahead and just went from sort of the banner NIF rather than the rock, and then put all the other stuff back into here. So because it just made sure all the banner stuff was right and the controller manager was there, and then I just pasted like nitro shapes and it was easy than going the other way. Now planes going overhead. It's just giving me a headache. Today's the noisiest day of the year and the hottest. So if I look like I'm sweating to death, it's because I am. Yeah, that's how I did this. I made it TRM stick. So I've gone ahead and actually made an ESP this time that I'm keeping because I didn't last time. And what I want to do is make this an activator. So if we do right click new, I think we'll just go all fresh. And I'm going to make the activate section say inspect. And this is going to have an ID of, what is it, TRM, I don't know what to call it, marker I suppose. So I'll call it marker. Let's call it a Twitch marker. No, actually, let's try and be I mean, it's not super immersive, but let's try and give it a better name, like I don't know. Just let's do world marker. I might change it later on. And then for the model, I'm going to edit again, and luckily it's going straight to it. And as you can see, it's now in there, really nice. It should be animating ever so slightly, but it might not do it in the preview window because effects are on, but I think that's only for the render window, but it will animate. It's perfectly fine. Click OK on that and OK again, and then I'm just going to save. So I've got that, and if we go to, let's say Riverwood, our favourite place in the world, COC Riverwood. Let's go there. I mean, where else would you really want to be? I've just hidden the road for no apparent reason. I was trying to get rid of all these triggers. And then we want to search for our marker that we had, and let's dump it in. So let's floor it. Oh, that's not flooring very well. Never mind, ignore that. Oh, I really hope it doesn't place there, or we're going to have to do an offset in the script. Yeah, it's going to place there. When we floor it, it's going to be floating in the air. Okay, that's not a problem. We will just have to account for that in the script and do like a z-axis, like minus so many. And it should place itself like that. But obviously one thing that I think I mentioned in the last video is the size. So we'll have to scale it to, or maybe not 0.5. Maybe we can do like 0.75 because that's not too bad. I think that's better. We'll scale it to 0.75. We're not going to do the script today. This is going to be a bit of a shorter video. What I want to focus on with this today is I actually want to do the banner itself because it looks a bit crap. Also, I'm just realizing something very interesting that we're going to have to account for. It's usually a movable object under banners. And if you click on a banner, you'll notice that they've got holes in them. And that's essentially the alpha channel, which I'll show you in a moment. And what you do on the object is you go in and click extra on these boys. Let me show it. Let me drag one in. And you can actually get rid of the holes. You can change them sort of dynamically. And it's the alpha. If you put like 100% alpha, it's full of holes. If you put 0, it has very few. Well, I'd say very few. It has no holes in it. It just removes the alpha entirely. So then the higher number you go, the more holes you get. Now, that would have been nice to do with this, but it's not really essential. And I think I'm going to want it a nice clean-ish sort of banner, or at least only a few holes in. So we're going to have to do that in the texture itself. So this one's probably going to be now focusing more around making the banner look good than it is getting it in and implemented. That'll probably be the next video. So what I'm going to do is just open up Photoshop. Oh, look. That was quick. It was already open. And then I've got my sort of banner template thing here that I have done a video on before, and it is available to download. I believe it's on my my Dark Fox 127 resources mod page. If it isn't, I'll make sure it's available on the website or somewhere, and it will be in the description down below. But if you check the video out that I believe would be here on my left, your guys' right, that I'll put in the corner. That was a video where I covered how to do like these banner templates. I've basically made them myself and done different variations that you can use. I've gone with the simpler one here. There's a guideline that you can turn on. It's a very faint blue line, and you can sort of see in the alpha channel that it's kind of marking out what the shape of the banner is. So you'll see there we've got all these holes. I think I'm going to play this safe, and I'm actually going to delete the alpha in this case, and I'm going to save it without one. So if I delete the alpha and go into layers, I actually want to stick with whatever design I just had. Where did that go? I thought I just had a Skyrim symbol. I did. I think I deleted that rather than the alpha. There we go. So if I've got that nice symbol, I make sure the guidelines are off. And what I want to do is I want to do File, Save a Copy, because Photoshop has updated and they've done something weird with it. And now it's Save a Copy rather than Save As. And then under here, I've got my DDS plugin installed. There is a plugin that you need to do DDS in Photoshop, which is nice. It's somewhere. I'll see if I can link it if I remember in the description that you need to install in order to do DDS stuff. That bloody bird's on the go again. Lovely. I'm sorry if all you can hear is like tweeting for like the last bloody 1 or 2 videos. It's ridiculous. So I want to go into Skyrim data and textures, and I am going to put this into... We don't have a texture folder. Let's do new and TRM. So that's Twitch Reward Mod. How creative. And we're going to just dump it in here. So TRM banner. Oh, I'll put TR. I want TRM. TRM banner. Do save. And then I'm going to select no alpha, so it's going to be a DXT1. If you were having the alpha channel with it, then you'd do DXT5 with the alpha. But I'm just going to do without alpha. That actually saves a lot quicker because it doesn't have to do all that jazz with it. And then I'm going to go back into NIF Scope here, and I'm going to click on my banner. I'm going to click on the arrow next to the nitri shape. I'm going to click on BS Lighting Shader Property, the arrow there, and BS Shader Texture Set. And I'm just going to change this by clicking on the little, I think it's like a little purple flower or something. And I'm going to navigate to my Data, Textures, TRM, and TRM banner. And as you can see, that looks very perfect. So an alpha channel would have made that a bit better. And then I'm also going to need, well, no, actually I'm not going to need a normal map because I'll just use the standard that comes with the other banners. That's fine. But that's really snazzy. And that's what we're going to place down when people sort of reclaim or redeem that reward. So I'm just going to save that. And if we go back into Skyrim, I'm going to do an F5, ignore the text error because I don't care. And I'm going to replace that down. And there's another plane overhead. Jesus. Right, okay. Let's just resize it. We get a good visual. I think it does look a bit better in game when you get it in. Yeah, because you've got like the shadows and stuff on it. So if that did have a few holes, it might have been better. But it's kind of a new one that we're putting down if you think about it. So it's fine. So somebody on the Twitch chat could have asked, you know, redeem the reward. I'd look over, I'd see that, and then I would... put this in the world. So the way that we're going to do that in the next video is we are going to have a spell that we will then try and dynamically add to the player with a quest that starts upon game start. It's not really a quest that will come up or anything. It's like a secret hidden away one that just basically uses an alias for the player to add this to this spell to the player's inventory. That spell will trigger a magic effect. The magic effect will trigger a script that will do a place at me, do some adjustments, resize this to 0.75, and then we will literally use Jackson's positioner just to click on it and rename it and keep the save name, because there's no point reinventing the wheel and trying to do a whole rename system for this thing, and hopefully that will actually work. So I'll hit save on there. I think what we will do, we will go in game before the end of this video, and we will check this out and just see how this sort of looks, because we never did that in the last video. And then, like I say, the final video will cling together all of the pieces to actually have this a functioning mod. Okay, so hold the phone. I knew there was something that I was forgetting before we go in game. Don't go anywhere. God, this is a mess. This has no collision. So what we want is we actually want a post that has collision that we can kind of steal. So I'm going to go under static. I'm going to take a look at posts. I think this might do. There we go, because it just needs to be a long post that's activatable that we can sort of use. And this, I'm going to need the mesh for. So I'm going to double click it. I'm going to get the mesh name, road signpost.nif. I'm going to copy that. And then just like I believe in the last video, I'm going to go under Skyrim. I've got this unpacked. I'm going to go into vanilla. I'm going to paste it into the search to find it. Hit enter. Give it a few seconds to do its thing. Double click on road post. I believe that's open somewhere. Yep. And if you click on the collision button in NIF Scope at the top there, you'll see that will be lovely collision for us. Now, what I'm going to need to do is use a tool called NIF Merge, which I've recently learned how to use a little bit. So I'm going to go under Skyrim Tools. I'll try and put a link for that in the description as well. There's going to be a lot in the description of this video. And this is here. NIF Tools, NIF Util, Bin, and NIF Utils Suite. I think it's called NIF Merge, or is it NIF Util Suite? Well, I don't know. But this is what I'm going to use. So I'm going to go to wherever I just found that mesh, and I'm going to steal it. I'm going to put it somewhere a lot easier to deal with. I'm actually going to go ahead and copy this, and I'm just going to make life a little bit easier. Go under Meshes, TRM, and put it next to my stick. And what I want to do is do chunk merge. That's what was confusing me. Then you want to do target file. Guar poop, yeah. That's another mod I've got coming. Don't worry about that right now. Let's go into TRM. Let's do TRM stick, and then the collision file, the mod that we're going to, not the mod, the NIF that we're going to take the collision file from is road signpost 1. And then we can use a template barrel, that should be fine, and do collision material single, and it's going to have to be wood, just so if you were to tickle it, slap it, it's going to sound like wood. And we will do collision source mesh data, I think, or would it be collision data? Use root collision node as source. I think we use collision data. Let's try that. Let's do add collision. Can't get geometry input, NIF collision. Okay, let's do mesh then. There we go. It will do the shape of the mesh for the collision. And then if we open this back up and we tick collision, it's now got a beautiful, beautiful collision barrier. Because that pole is so thin, something thicker works best for us to activate. That is much better. So I'm going to save that, hope that that worked. I'm going to close all of this. Now we are going to go in game, and we are going to hope that that worked. Otherwise, it's going to have to be the next video when I've figured it out. So now let's dive in game, and let's see if that did the trick. Okay, so we're in game. COC Riverwood. Here we go. Hopefully this has worked. You can see we've got our banner over there. And if we walk up to it... Ah, bugger. Alright, didn't work. I'm going to guess that it may look like it's in the wrong place, but it's... sorry, it might look like it's in the right place, but it's actually in the wrong place. I'm going to guess that it's something to do with the NIR node or BS fade node, and it's just in a bit of a weird spot. So I will probably have to try and figure out and fix that off this video. But the flag's in there. It's looking good. I was going to say even if it had no collision it wouldn't matter, but it does, because we want to be able to hover over it, have it say inspect, and then have the person's name essentially there, which would be really nice. But yeah, collision's a bit wonky right now. I'm going to need to go ahead and create some collision for it somehow, and then it should be good. We'll be able to, in the next video, get that added to a spell with a magic effect with a script, and you'll just sort of activate that, that's attached to the player, fire a little quest, and yeah, should be able to plonk one of those down, and that will be the mod. So hopefully the next video will be the last video in this little series for this cool mod, and yeah, we can then move on to other things. Okay, so there we go. Collision didn't really work very well, but everything else seemed to come together quite nicely. We've got pretty much a mesh, just needs collision, like I say. But yeah, hopefully you found this video quite interesting, a little bit informative. So if you did enjoy it, please let me know in the comment section down below. Hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this, and check out the rest of my channel. You can, of course, check out the rest of my work over on my website at www.darkfox127.co.uk, and you can also catch me live doing this stuff over on Twitch as well. All the links that you need will be in the description down below. And if you'd like to get additional help with this stuff, you can do that over on my website, or you can join my community Discord. We've got a lovely, friendly bunch of people on there that are always willing to help each other out. Otherwise, until the next video, thank you all very much for watching, and I will speak to you all next time.